We are the ones we have been waiting for. This is a quote I use in my email signature because this is and has been my truth. When I encounter an obstacle, I roll up my sleeves and I do what needs to be done to either move it or jump over it. When darkness falls, I light a candle, and I ask others around me to do the same. Because most of us can do the same. As much as I'm the catalyst for many, I also have my own heroes, and I do know that the Hungarian proverb, help yourself and God will help you too, is true. God or no God, it's true. When we act, the world responds. A seed will grow if we plant it. And children will grow in school gardens when we let them. All life starts with a seed, a spore, or something similarly tiny. And it is a miracle how large it gets over time, even though it has to overcome so many obstacles. Floods, droughts, the munchers, the trumpers, lawnmowers, small feet, big feet. It grows. It grows roots, and then it grows branches. And before you know it, it bears its own fruit with the next generation of seeds inside it. Humans became a civilization when we started planting seeds expecting a specific result, because it's empowering. When we introduce children to the secrets of the seed, they grow. I was a little child when my parents acquired a tiny piece of land in a tiny village in tiny Hungary. And I started helping in the fields, neighboring families, growing food, going through the woods, hunting for mushrooms, herbs, flowers, leaves, berries. I helped raising animals and butchering them, and I helped my mom preserve the bounty of summer for the winter. And it developed an inherent deep appreciation in me for every bite we take. Farmer Frog started in the winter of 2009 and 10, when teachers at Olivia Park Elementary School had asked us if we could help them grow food for the families who lost their homes in the economical crisis and were camping out at the parking lot overnight in their cars, sleeping there, feeling safe. We said yes. My husband and a very good friend of ours has cleared more than 19,000 pounds of blackberry vines in January 2010, and by July, I had that garden space planted, and hundreds of families were coming each week to get their fresh produce as this became their lifeline. Other teachers and parents from other spaces had asked us to do the same for them. And in just a couple of years, we found ourselves managing school gardens, food distribution, helping teachers with curriculum in the gardens, and sharing recipes with families. Today, Farmer Frog has 13 school sites and 5 farms around Puget Sound. We have dozens and dozens of committed, passionate volunteers and team members who are helping our projects and programs and serve the community. As a refugee, I was familiar with what it feels like not to know where your next meal will come from. But I really understood what food access was when we immigrated into the US. Because most people have no idea where their food comes from. They don't even understand a lot of times what healthy food is. Today, in the US, millions of children go to bed hungry regularly. And when they eat, the nutrition in the food at school and sometimes even at home is little, because the food has sugars and artificial and processed items. Baby carrots that are kept in plastic bags, traveling for months, might as well be sawdust. The Surgeon General 4 years ago had said that children 18 and younger were faced with a shorter life expectancy than their parents' generation, all due to preventable nutrition and lifestyle-related diseases. How can we solve this epidemic? The solution is literally growing in our hands. We can create school gardens and bring food and education in these spaces to all. Children, when they garden at school, develop a curiosity, and they taste new things. And then they go home, and they tell their family to do the same. Children who garden are the best ambassadors for healthy eating. So, what does a good, strong, successfully operating school garden look like? Well, children are participating. Parents and their families are participating. Neighbors and the community is participating. Teachers and faculty are there. And the community is supporting it with funds, because most schools rarely have any funds left to start and support edible school gardens. This is Delilah, Emma, and Miss Rita. Miss Rita grew up in Croatia and grew her own family's food most of her life until they had to immigrate because of the war. When she found out that there was an edible school garden at her grandchildren's school, she started bringing them and coming every single open garden night. She would bring her seeds in the spring. She tends to them in the summertime, and then she picks the beans and squashes in September. Her granddaughters are garden warriors because they share their knowledge and experience with other children who then come to the garden as well. This is Carlos. He is in middle school now, an incredibly strong young leader. He was the president of Discovery Elementary School's garden club when he was in 4th and 5th grade. Children could not resist him because he was talking to them with so much passion and positive energy about the garden. Alissa and Robbie, siblings who own a small business with their mom, and they make kiddie toys using leftover materials, selling it at markets. One year, they donated more than $400 to Olivia Park Elementary School, purchasing foldable benches and pipes. And those pipes became arches over pathways and support Miss Rita's bean and squash plants. And this is little Z. She is one of our youngest garden warriors. She's brilliant. She knows how to garden, and she's a very good boss. She makes sure that people around her understand exactly each and every task and complete it as supposed to the T. She's very passionate about the garden and talks to a lot of people. Unknown to us, in 2010, Olivia Park Elementary School was actually slated to be shut down because it was a failing school. In 2012, they received the Most Improved School Award because they were in the top elementary schools of the state. Teachers and families credited the garden for that achievement because families came to the garden and started talking with the teachers, with each other. Children saw that. They were running around, and they were not fidgeting in the classroom, but they were inspired by all that and started paying more attention, getting their grades up. They ate better, and the test results came up. So you may be thinking now, I know nothing about gardening. I kill everything I plant. I have a black thumb. Or This is great. I don't have any kids, and I don't even know where the school near me is. How can you participate? Well, you can join a garden. You can join community. You can join clubs. You can participate in fun events. You can host fundraiser events. You can give what you have and can, maybe a few hours every year, maybe a few hours every week. Maybe you can actually donate funds and be the community member that supports that garden. Maybe sharing the social media updates and posts. Everything counts. Because, in the end, we are the seed. We are the gardeners. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Thank you.